Hey loves, it's your girl Reese Reviews. Welcome home, where we're going to be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 8, Episode 2, Martell It All interview. Let's just get right on into it. So it picks up where it last left off with us being at the live podcast for Carlos King. Him and Melody are on the stage and he is in the process of bringing out Sunny and Moses. You could tell that Mel is completely shocked. The look on her face is like, what in the world is going on? Sunny comes out waving. Moses just comes out. Mel greets them, gives them hugs, tells them congratulations. They sit on the couch. Well, not a couch. They sit on two hard steel chairs and they get to talking. Carlos King is asking Moses, hey, what happened that you could show up right now, but you couldn't show up during the reunion with Destiny? Moses goes on to say he couldn't make it. And Sunny states, long story short, you show up for the ones you want to show up for. Throughout the timeline that Moses is providing, it's just getting more and more cringeworthy, honestly. The timeline is not timelining. The math is not mathing. The last time he saw Destiny is January 3rd. And then on January 12th, that's when he saw Sunny at an event for her family. They told Destiny about that encounter. And then he gets her number in July and they start dating in August. And this is of 2023. Yeah. Then when he was asked, so when did you and Destiny break up? He says they never broke up. Are you serious? If you're in a relationship with someone, then should not you break all things off prior to starting a relationship with someone else? It seems like he doesn't close chapters. And that's only telling of what the fate is to come. One thing that I couldn't stand hearing was Sunny stating that Moses was dating several people when they started dating and how Destiny was a side chick. Baby girl, I'm going to need you to have a lot more common sense. If she was a side chick, if that's your scenario of a side chick, then that means that you were one too. All of y'all were sides. All of y'all were a part of his collection of women. And he just picked the biggest dummy to marry. Let's be very clear. Because at the end of the day, you keep bringing God into your mess. Saying that God, our relationship is rooted in God. Could not be. Because God don't bless mess. And this situation is just messy. She had so much hate and vitriol in her voice for Destiny. I'm trying to figure out what the hell Destiny did to her to warrant all this vitriol, all this anger, all this hate, this venom. And I feel like at the same time, Moses ain't getting enough heat because everybody's calling out Sunny. But Moses is the common denominator because Moses seen Sunny through Destiny. Moses sought after Sunny through the meeting, through Destiny. So at the end of the day, he knew it was out of pocket. He didn't care. And clearly, Sunny didn't care enough either. They both didn't give two craps about Destiny. Mel basically states she sees that there's a lot of anger, which I agree with. And you could tell that Mel's not fooling with it. She's not fooling with it. And rightfully so, because at the end of the day, even if her and Destiny don't see eye to eye, she's a woman first. And even if they're not friends, they were in each other's space enough for there to be a mutual respect, which clearly that was not given. So now we go to the next scene. We have Maurice and Marcel. So this is the first time that we're seeing them since the season started. So their premiere is episode 2. Maurice has a brand new property with Kimmy. They have a commercial space. And they would like for Marceau to go ahead and rehabilitate the space. They said they're going to need everything. And Marceau says that he has all the people in line that are able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all things. So then they start talking about Martell. They're on their way to Martell's space. And Marceau simply says, look, I'm going over to Martell's because I want to see the property. And Maurice is like, well, I think we need to talk to him, the situation with the blogs and him, getting arrested, we kind of need to sit him down, like he's unraveling. Basically, he didn't say he's unraveling, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, Martell's unraveling. They need to have a talk with him. And Marceau was like, please. Martell doesn't listen. We've been saying this for years, and he has not listened then. So he's not going to listen now, and we're wasting our time. But I do want to see the property, though. Pretty much, that's basically what he meant. So they pulled up to Martell's property, and I have seen this property before. I've seen this property on Instagram in live videos. So here's my issue with Love and Marriage Huntsville. When Love and Marriage Huntsville stops taping, people go on with their lives and they're living their lives day to day. The issue is the millennial behavior. They post, I'm not going to say all of them, but people surrounding them that are not on the show seem to have a lot to say when the show is off. And whenever they have a lot to say when the show is off and they have a lot of lives that they need to do, pull-ups and videos and all of that stuff that they need to do, they show way too much behind the scenes stuff, and then narratives get spun. Arguments happen, and then it all gets played out on the show. But people have already seen the drama because the drama happened while not filming. So my suggestion is either tell people anything that's going to be involved in the storyline to not have it be taped or filmed during the times that you're not filming, and or NDAs for family and friends at this point. Because this is the age of social media where we're able to see, oh, this person follows this person is that, this person is this. We all know who the baby mama is. And even though she claims they're talking about her likeness on the show, I would never confess to being that type of likeness because it's not a good light. But I digress. Baby mama already showed that house. She showed them cleaning up in front of it and getting things together. So, So Maurice and Marceau enter Martell's home and they, decide to talk to him. They're saying that they were actually passing by because they were going to actually show Marceau the building that Maurice and Kimmy just purchased for reconstruction, and they wanted to talk about other things as well. So Martell just wants to know, what did we talk about? Marceau breaks it down and is like, listen, why did you go to the blogger? Why'd you go to the blogger to go speak? And obviously we know, well, if you don't know, they're talking about Tasha K. He had an interview with Tasha K where he did some ranting, raving, exposing, doxing, all kinds of stuff in regards to Melody. Didn't want to speak to her. Didn't want to speak about her in a favorable light. Pretty much said, I'm coming here to trash and bash her. Basically, without saying that, that's basically what he meant in the line of questioning that he refused to answer because he didn't want to say anything positive about her, which was what he said. He didn't want to say anything positive about Mel. So he threw a lot of accusations out there, and Marceau just wants to know why. He's like, look, she got me arrested, and I want to basically air her stuff out because she went and did this to me. And Maurice is like, don't you think there's a better way you could have handled it? Martell says, yeah, there's always a better way you could handle things. There's always something that you could have done better. And Maurice says, well, don't you think that there's something that you could have done better other than what you just did? He's just looking. And he's definitely in a space where he does not care. And it's not even just not caring. He's very overly emotional, to which Marceau already stated that they couldn't help him because they've been talking to him for years. And Martel is emotional while they are logical. So whatever they say is not going to get through to Martel. Marceau says that, he's been at the point where he would have been in that situation but decided to not get a divorce. Maurice said that he did have a divorce, so he knows what he's going through. But Maurice also said in confessional that it does not matter what you're going through. You just don't put out stuff about your ex-wife in public like that. It's uncalled for no matter what the situation is, which I agree. Martel basically was like, Melody went low and he went lower. I feel like he's windmilling in these streets like a little female. Because as a man, why you windmilling in the streets with your ex-wife? Make that make sense. I feel like he has people in his ear, aka baby mama, bigging him up and condoning his behavior. He has another enabler like his mama who condones the bad behavior, and so he keeps making these gigantic mistakes. They're not the ones actually having to live their life in anxiousness. They don't have to live their lives in despair. They're not the ones who have to take their mugshot photo. Martel is. So I don't even know why he'll be taking advice that would make him feel like he's justified in doing what he's doing with his ex-wife. Martel basically states, he believes that him going lower will make it stop. It will not. It didn't make it stop before. You went low and went to jail. I mean, you're going to go lower to your own detriment. Make that make sense. But I digress. Basically, Maurice at the end of it was like, whoa, like Marceau was so right. He said you were going to say this, and you're literally saying what he said you were going to say. Marceau was right. Martel is, not cool for being overly emotional. At the end of the day, Marceau said you can't change what the fans think. Marceau said it's not about the fans and he doesn't care what people think. And so Maurice said, if you don't care what people think, then why are you doing this? Are you doing this on purpose to get back at Melody? And that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to get back at her. Marceau says you can't really change, the looks of viewers. You're just going to make Mel's fans pretty much, they're going to prove that they're right. And he refers again to the, to the millimeters as deplorables. Oh, he did this. Let's go buy a t-shirt. Go ahead, buy the t-shirts. I don't care. They have it out for the millimeters this season for sure. But I feel like the main reason why people go so hard is because of things that are done when filming is not happening. The things that are publicized when filming is not happening definitely plays a part in the army that each fan base has and how hard they go for the other person. So basically nothing was resolved in that scene. And as we knew, it was not, because Martel does not listen. And because he doesn't listen, that's why he's in all the drama that he's in today. Because, we've seen it time and time again in different seasons. He has been told by them to chill out, and he has not chilled out. There's proof in this seasons that they have spoken to him. There's proof off of the seasons in lives, in messages that are posted all over social media, that they have had conversations with Martel in regards to his behavior and his outbursts in regards to his situation with Melody. And he has not heeded to any one of their warnings, and he's never heeded to any one of their warnings. So when people state, they've never held Martel accountable, yes, they definitely have. But at the end of the day, Martel is going to do what Martel wants to do. So now we fast forward to the scene with Stormy and Kiki. Stormy came to Kiki's house to kind of, chop it up with her and see if she can get Kiki to kind of hold some accountability in regards to what happened with the blogs. Kiki's basically telling her that she never told her husband Amin about what was said in the reunion with Tisha. I mean, that was an irrelevant scene. According to Amin, he doesn't really care. He has nothing to hide. And this was 18 to where Kiki corrected and said 19 years ago. So there was really no point for that. Stormy wanted to know what happened in Houston. Kiki basically said she felt like the only person that had her back was Stormy. She was kind of upset with the way the counselor came for her in the previous season, in which, the counselor did come kind of strong. She felt like Mel didn't have her back in that moment to defend her as well. And so she confided in her mother, and her mother went to the bloggers and was basically spreading her business. In confessional, Stormy's like, she can't believe that Kiki is not telling her the truth because she knows that Kiki is lying about the situation. The problem is accountability. Kiki's not holding accountability. She may have said some things to her mom. However, the proof is that both of them have been running their mouths to these bloggers. And for Kiki to just be in the state of deny is absolutely crazy, especially because everybody knows that she was, let me not say everybody, people who are invested in the show and look at things like behind the scenes type of tea, or they look at things on social media, they look at the arguments going back and forth all during the time when they were not filming, which is the constant denominator in the situation. Looking at that, you can see that Kiki definitely had blogger friends that she would tell things to. People will be stating this is going to happen on the show before it even aired. So, yeah, the proof is there. Kiki said she can't, hold her mom's feet to the fire. She can't, basically take ownership for something that she did not do. So basically she's still in a state of denial. However, she stated that at the end of the day, it still falls back on me. Stormy said that's refreshing, basically, to hear her take some type of accountability, because where there's smoke, there's fire. Kiki agreed with that. She gave her a hug, and Stormy left out the door. In confessional, Stormy states that, she doesn't really trust Kiki. And I mean, I really wouldn't trust her anymore, because the proof is that you were running your mouth to the blogs and you're sitting up in my face lying to me, which is kind of messed up. But, moving right along, next scene. So in the next scene, we see Tisha, Kimmy, and Sunny. It starts off with Kimmy getting something to eat, a little pastry. She states that she realized that Sunny was in town doing the podcast with Carlos King. So she wanted to meet up with Sunny to kind of, figure out what's really going on and get the actual scoop from the horse's mouth. She invites Tisha to come along. Tisha has no idea that Sunny's going to be in the building, and they kind of catch up a little bit. Tisha states that she hadn't seen Kimmy since that year, and states that she had a little cold or whatever after they traveled to South Africa. So she and her family went to South Africa. They had a time of their lives. It was a great experience. They came back. They were sick. They were tired. So this is her first outing and meeting with Kimmy since then. When Sunny comes in, Tisha goes, I didn't know Sunny was going to be here. She could have gave me the heads up. That's messed up. Kimmy wants to know, is it true? And Tisha's like, what do you mean, is it true? We seen it on the blogs. And Sunny goes, to do her whole spiel about her and Moses ending up being together. Tisha called it out for what it was. She called her trifling, which she is trifling for what she did. She states she's not trifling for finding love. She goes on to state, she basically admits that it wasn't cool how it happened, but it happened. So it is what it is. And I mean, at this point, it definitely is what it is. They're already married. Can't really take that back. However, The thing that Sunny's not getting is that she keeps saying that she does not owe any loyalty. But if you don't think that you owe any loyalty, then why would you not be able to sleep right? Just like Kimmy said, you're not going to be able to sleep right because a part of you in your tummy lets you know that what happened was wrong. And of course, Tisha solves it up with, and I didn't think he was that trifling type of female, which she is. Tisha stood on business in this scene. It's kind of sad that Sunny will not take accountability. Yes, Moses is wrong. And I'm sure later on in the season when we see his sit down with Destiny, we'll be able to kind of go through everything. Moses is definitely wrong because Moses is the one who pursued Sunny, even though he knew that Sunny was Destiny's producer. This is not news to him. This is not no random person he met. He met her through Destiny. However, Sunny was equally as wrong because Sunny knew that she was building a friendship. And as much as she likes to say she was not building a friendship, she was a producer, that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not filming and we're not filming, you're not my producer when we're not filming. Why are you still hanging out? Why are you going to St. Louis with her, trying to get her other gigs? But you're speaking to her in a friendly manner. So at that point, after you stopped the production, after you no longer needed to be her producer, you were still cool with her. You were still helping her out with her music and her business. Therefore, you developed a relationship. And whether that relationship was a full-blown friendship or not, just like Destiny said, y'all were too close to not have that conversation prior to. You should have sat down and had a conversation with Destiny before you even gave Moses the chance to go out on the date to see how Destiny felt about it, to check the temperature. At that point, whether you decide to still go forward after you hear her feelings is on you. However, this comes by as shady and backstabbing, period. And I don't care who wants to disagree. You're entitled to your own opinion. But let's be very, very clear. If she needed and couldn't sleep at night because she had to make sure that she reached out to Destiny, she knew that what she was doing was absolutely not right. The respect was not given, period. And that's just that on that. Response to Sunny basically saying that she did pour into Destiny because she had gave her money and she was helping her out. Tisha was like, please don't bring up money. If you did out the kindness of your heart, you don't need to keep bringing it up. And Mel did it and it was a jab. And then Sunny's like, oh, it's not a jab. You know, that speaks to the friendship. And then I was friendly with her. And then basically Tisha was like, yeah, but you know, Melody had brought up money as well and it was a jab. She was like, well, she was jabbing me because she was jabbing me, so I'm gonna jab her back. You know, I'm let's be clear on that. Okay, so you're very contradicting. The first thing you say is you're not her friend. Then you say you were friendly with her. Then you say you was just a producer. Then you say you did things that producer wouldn't do, like pour into her and give her money and pay for things for her. And then you say you didn't say it as a jab, but then you say I'm going to jab you back. So, I mean, Sunny, it's crazy for you. Like, you're not a girl's girl. You're not a girl's girl at all. I would be scared to be your friend. You're not a girl's girl. This is making you look really, really bad. I really hope that this is not your full storyline, because if this is your full storyline, girl, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. There'll be a fan base for you, girl. There will be a fan base for you, but I don't know how big that fan base will be, and I don't know if those are the type of people you want to be riding for you. Okay? And let's be clear, I feel like the only reason why you coming so hard at Destiny is because the narrative's already been put out that people are not really feeling Destiny because of the whole her and Mel situation. And I feel like you're trying to use that to your advantage so that you think that people who like Mel will automatically be on your side because they do not like Destiny. And studies have shown for the past 2 episodes now that that is not the case. People are dragging you, girl. Dragging you by your bundles. Dragging you for filth, through the filth by your bundles because of your behavior on the show. And it's only episode 2. And you've been dragged since we got the preview of the show. She basically states that her relationship is rooted in God. Please don't drag God into your mess, sweetheart. She says that, it was, Tisha said, you should be thanking Destiny for hooking y'all up. She said, I do thank her. Then she gets a fake little smile and says, it was our destiny. That's sweet. I see how you try to, spin that, cute little saying. Yeah, it's not cute. It's not cute. It's not sweet. It just makes you seem really nasty. And it's crazy because you actually sound bitter. You sound like he was taken from you. Yeah, I'm going to need you to get it all the way together, sweetheart. All the way together. So now we go to the last and final scene. Last and final scene being Mel. Mel is having rehearsals. And I'm not going to talk about the rehearsal. It is what it is. She had rehearsal. In walks Kiki. Kiki came in smiling. And I'm like, girl, why are you smiling? Basically, this was the grand opening, grand closing for Kiki. I feel like this is the last episode we'll see Kiki in. I really don't see why we have to talk about anything else after that with Kiki. As far as I'm concerned, she dug her own grave and she buried herself. Basically, she comes in, she apologizes to Melody. Melody asks her what she's apologizing for, which is a great question. Sometimes it's good to kind of know what the person is sorry for. You can say you're sorry all day, but for what? What did you do? What did you do why you would be apologizing to me? What do you acknowledge that you've done wrong? And so she says to her, she then again cops the blame on her mama. I confided in my mom. My mom went to the blogs and, I'm so sorry. And I don't know how to do, I'm not good with confrontation. And Mel was like, that's not true, girl. Cause you just threw a drink at your cousin. You're okay with confrontation. You're okay to confront whoever you need to confront, girl. Like you can just relax on that. And she's like, oh no, but Tisha's done some stuff to me. And I feel like she's so wrapped up in the issues between her and Tisha that she literally made that go to her head. And she thought that she could spin whatever narrative if she spoke to the blogs to bash Tisha. And it only blew up in her face because what she said was used against her. Mel basically said, you told me a lot about how you feel, so I'm going to tell you how I feel. I was your friend. I was there for you. People accused me of bringing you on the show, to pretty much start with Tisha, which that was not true. That's Mel's words. Mel said that was not true. She tried to clear that up. She also stated that, I was ride or die, even bought a whole drug test just to clear your name. I thought that what you wanted on the show was to tell your story, just like I told mine, and I didn't see that. And basically, I don't have any room for you in my circle. My circle will be getting smaller as I elevate. And I don't have any room for somebody that I cannot trust. And when you're leaking stuff to the blogs, now you're messing up my check. And so now I have a question for the people who don't want to watch the show. Now that Mel has said in the episode that she definitely does not want to miss this bag, this check that she's getting from the show, would that mean that you guys will now watch? Leave that down below. So anyways, Mel does confirm that, yes, this is her bag, this is her check, and she does not want it compromised or messed up in any way, shape, or form. Therefore, that's the grand closing for Kiki. Her services are no longer required. Have a good day. See you never. And goodbye. That was the end of their friendship. She had blocked Kiki. I know that she had blocked Kiki, and that wasn't mentioned on the show, but I do know that she had blocked Kiki, and she had mentioned it in her interview with Carlos King on the live podcast, that she had actually blocked Kiki once she found out about the stuff being leaked on the blogs, and that Kiki had months to come to her and speak to her and let her know what was going to happen, or what was, she heard how Kiki felt through the mouth of someone that does not like her. And, yeah, that was the end of their friendship, and I'm pretty sure that is the end of her on the show. So with that being said, that was the end of season 8, episode 2, Martell It All interview. Leave me some comments down below. What do you think about it? Will you guys still be blocking it out? Will you guys be watching now that Mel has stated that she does not want her check hindered in any way, shape, or form? Will you guys now be watching the show? Or will you guys still be boycotting? And that's for the people who decided to participate in the blackout. For the people who are not, what did you think about the episode? Did you like the episode? Who's your favorite character so far? Let's engage with each other. I'm not at the point to do live chats at the moment, but I'm definitely going to be going over to my favorite reviewers and, bigging them up and being all in the comments and stuff. So I hope to see you guys there. Till next time, bye.